Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys. So, quick recap of yesterday, and specifically something I talked about in yesterday's video. So, I talked about the luck factor. I talked about the luck factor and how, as a professional sports bettor, you're not always going to have the same amount of luck as say, an amateur sports bettor. You're going to end up doing better long term, but as a professional sports bettor, you have to bet on some ugly teams and some ugly situations. And, turnovers and such might not always be on your side. So you might feel that, you're somewhat unlucky. Now, I talked about this a little bit because of the bad beat we took on Toledo. I know Toledo is still a bad word for a lot of people, so I don't want to say Toledo too many times. But that being said, guys, I talked about, how the luck factor and we lost that game and it is what it is and, we move on. Now, no sooner do I finish posting that video and I posted the Masterclass video. And yesterday in Masterclass, we had a couple bets on Boise. So we took Boise minus 13.5, minus 14, and we took them to score over 37 points. So we were pretty heavy on Boise in Masterclass yesterday. So right off the bat, first drive of the game, Boise blocks a punt and goes in the end zone for a touchdown. I'm like, wow, all right, cool. So, I just did a video on luck today, and I was talking about how, as professional sports bettors, we might not always see luck on our side. And it's pretty rare for us to bet on, a large favorite like this. Most of the time, we're betting dogs, so it's nice, we're here and we're on the good side of it for once. So, fast forward a little bit further in the game, and Boise blocks a field goal, runs it back for a touchdown. Crazy. Two defensive touchdowns. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Well, I guess technically special teams. But anyways, wild. I'm like, I can't I talk about luck and we block too. Awesome. Now, so, if only we can keep the luck going in the Tennessee Indianapolis game, where again, Indianapolis, guys, it was pretty clear if you read some of the comments on my board or social media. Indianapolis was not a popular pick yesterday, including with some people say I follow all your picks, but I'm fading you here. I get it. Okay, fine. It wasn't a popular pick. Does the sports betting gods not shine down on us once more and give us a block punt for a touchdown in that game? 3 block kicks in 2 games, and we end up going 3-0 for the day. Our Boise Masterclass over 37 covered in the first half. That's fun. Indianapolis, guys, we got the win. Entertaining game. The score does not reflect, I think, how close that game was, but I'll tell you, I was talking to my dad early in the game, and, he had mentioned, he goes, early on, it didn't look like either team wanted to play, and I said, I reaffirmed it. I said, the Indy defense is going to step up, and they did. They did. I mean, if you can eliminate Tennessee's run game, which I know is very difficult when you have a guy like Henry, but if you can eliminate their run game, Tannehill becomes much less effective because, again, you don't have to sell out on the run. The play action does not have the same oomph that it might if, Henry's working 6-7 yards every rush. So, I had confidence in the Indy defense. I don't fully understand. Again, I know the so-called experts. Did you guys see that before the game? Again? What are they 0-9 this year? Fade the experts is going to become a new system of ours or something. Not actually. But, again, all the expert, no, there was one expert. I forget who it was. There's one expert before the game that's yeah, okay, Indianapolis. Other guys are saying Tennessee by 10 and Tennessee. Everyone had Tennessee. I posted a picture on my Instagram, again, of all the so-called experts. Guys, don't listen to that noise, okay? Don't let it, never let it convince you of a bet, and certainly don't let it talk you out of another bet, because that's all that is noise. Those guys have no idea. Literally, you think people that have been around the sport as long as they have could get it right straight up. Not we're not even talking about spread, but just straight up. They get it wrong all the time. So don't let that affect it. Other things, okay? You know, if you're on like the Score app or ESPN, something pops up and says like, you know, Northern Tennessee State is 47-0 against the spread, and ignore all that, like ignore a lot of the garbage that you read on there, because like more often than not, and some of you guys commented on this before, and some of you guys have acknowledged it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You read about these obscure little write-ups that these journalists do, and more times than not, you'll end up losing. It's almost like, you know, I wish like I could like develop a fade the media play, where we just like figure out who the media likes and go the other way. But anyways, guys, you know, good overall day yesterday. I was happy with the outcome in Indy. Definitely a contrarian play. And, you know, when we took that bet, 42% of bets, 45% of money. But again, we bet this earlier in the day. And what do you see? Especially when you have like a late evening Thursday night football game or a Monday night football game. What are you going to see? You know, towards the end, okay? You're going to see a little bit of sharp money right at the very end. But as you lead up to it, okay? A lot of the sharp money, they're in early, okay? They identified the lines earlier in the week or earlier in the day, you know, and that's where that money is. As you lead up to the game, you're getting an increase of public money come into the game. And what did we see happen yesterday? We basically saw that 3% difference between bet and money increase, because the bet percentage kept getting lower and lower and lower, because the public was betting on Tennessee. And I was very encouraged to see that, because it basically means, you know, A, we're on the right track, and B, the public's loving Tennessee. And when the public loves a team, I'm glad to be on the other side. And then sure as the sun comes up every morning, the Sharps hammered Indy right at the very end, like just at the very end, like right before. And again, you know, it just reaffirmed even more. And I know exactly what was happening there. So the Sharps, if you follow the map of everything that happened in this game, okay? If you're not interested in this, just fast forward. My pick will be in a few minutes. Picks, I should say. All right. Early on, guys, Indy, big dog, okay? Big dog. The Sharps jump all over it, as they should. I big dog. I mean, whatever. 2.5 points, I think, or 2 points it was. I think it opened at 2.5 points. Indy was a 2.5 point dog. Then they moved to 2 points. Anyways, the Sharps like ate this for breakfast. Just like gobble it up, and that value was gone like that, right? Now, okay, we move across now. Indy all of a sudden is a minus 112 favorite. I think the highest I saw it get up, well, reduced juice, I think it got up to minus 118. And I know the Sharps are sitting on this, okay? They're sitting there with their knife and fork and their dinner plate set, and they're waiting for the public to keep betting Tennessee, and they're waiting for that line to come down just a little bit, and it never happened for them. It never happened. Vegas was smart. They stuck to it. Didn't matter that all this money was coming in on Tennessee right before game time. It didn't matter. Vegas stayed. They didn't move the line, and then right at the end, you saw the Sharps just pounce. They say, okay, you know what? The line's not getting better. I'm not getting better than, minus 118, minus 112, and there's still value there. I think even people that had the money line at plus 2.5 were still accumulating value, because there still was value there at that number. So again, it's just interesting when you watch that stuff. I find it interesting. You guys are like, that's boring as shit. I like it, guys. I find it interesting when, I can watch that line. I can literally see it develop. And then at the end of it, I feel like, you know what? This is a game. I'm on the right side of this game. Like, the public's on this side and the Sharps are clearly on this side. So anyways, guys, that's just a little tidbit of information. Let's get into today. So 1-0 in free picks, 3-0 total masterclass, guys. Here's what I have for you today. I have 5 picks, going 2 free picks, 3 additional in masterclass, guys. The first one, I was kind of on the fence a little bit in terms of potentially being close to a 2-unit play. It's the high end of a 1-unit play, so let's just play it as that. But again, I like to be straight up with you guys in it. I really only have 2 levels of play. I have 1-unit play and I have 2-unit plays, and then twice since I started this channel, I've had 3 unit plays and we've won both of those, but those are super rare. So again, 1 unit, 2 unit, guys. This is a 1 unit play, but it is like, it'd be the higher end of 1 unit. So here's how we're going to play this. So guys, it is 1 unit. ECU and Cincinnati. Okay, so ECU, guys, we have steam on it. I like the money distribution early on. 36% of bets, 41% of money. So 36% of bets, 41% of money. The line I find a little bit interesting in that, there's enough money, and I know the line has come up a little bit, but there's probably enough money to justify this line going to 28. It's at 27.5 right now. It could go to, potentially to 28, but I like the fact that I haven't seen it go to 28. Yeah, I would like the value of 28, but I like the message that's being passed along almost by Vegas saying, no, we're going to keep it at 27.5. Why is that? Well, I don't think that they really want the money on ECU, right? So let's keep that line at 27.5. Let's not go to 28 where, at 28's key number again, 4 touchdowns. What are you going to get at 28? You're going to get money coming in on ECU. So here's what we're going to do, guys. It's a 1 unit play. We're going to split it up, okay? We're going to split it up. We're going to help them get to 28 a little bit here, but we're going to go half a unit, 27.5. So we're taking ECU. So ECU plus 27.5 minus 104. So that's reduced juice there. But plus 27.5 minus 104. And then we're going to buy the line to 28 for half a unit at minus 123. Okay. So we're splitting our bet again. Half a unit at plus 27.5. Half a unit at plus 28. Just the way average out the juice. Basically, maximize our value, and also just to make life as difficult as possible for a human drill bit, right? No, that's not what I do. But anyways, guys, you'll see I do that a fair amount. I try to, I try to look at ways that we can literally, like, after I find a pick, like, we can literally maximize the value that we have on a game, and that's one of the ways I do it. So anyways, guys, okay, one more pick here, guys. The next one is Iowa and Minnesota. So Iowa, Minnesota, guys. All right. So Iowa has put up, some decent defensive numbers, but I don't see this, guy. I really don't see this with playing against Minnesota, even on like a relatively chilly night. I don't see this being a very big defensive game here. I think Minnesota can score. I really think like kind of their hindrance has been their defense. So I like the over in this game, okay? So, so we're going to take a rare over, guys. So Iowa, Minnesota, over 58, okay? So Iowa, Minnesota, over 58. And those are your plays for today, guys. 3 additional picks in Masterclass. So that's it, guys. Obviously, I'm going to try and get Saturday's video out as early as possible. Same thing if I can on Sunday as well. Try to get those out as early as possible, and hopefully, later on this evening or, very early in the morning or something like that, I can get those out. I've definitely got a good start going in college football. It's going to be, I think there's going to be a fair amount tomorrow, but there's still a lot of work left to do. So I'm going to get back at it, guys, and we'll talk to you later. So as always, guys, have a very lucky day.